Ladies and mostly gentlemen, today we're going to talk about the Dragon Isles. Yes, the Dragon Isles. Now to talk about the Dragon Isles, we need to go back. Back to the development of World of Warcraft. So in the documentary Looking for Group, it is mentioned and shown that the Dragon Isles was planned to be a raid in northern Lordaeron for levels 65 to 70. Obviously this never happened, but the outline of the zone is quite literally the exact gap that Blizzard left on the map after the game was released and even to this day. Another image of the Dragon Isles is actually an image I used on this thumbnail, and this is indeed a real image from Blizzard, which was featured in the book The Art of World of Warcraft. Now on the documentary they do mention that they were working on something for the Dragon Isles, and that something was uncovered many years ago, but I'll remind you what it is. Since the beta of WoW, there has been a map called Designer's Island and Programmer's Island. This was just a massive open map full of all sorts of scribblings on the floor and random objects scattered around, but the main attraction of this map is this. Now this, as you can clearly see, is basically a very early version of the image from the art book. This area is so vast and impressive, it really would have been amazing to see this fully fleshed out and textured in a vanilla world. It would have truly been a sight to see back then. I actually remember recently seeing the dungeon in Stormsong Valley for the very first time on the Battle for Azeroth Alpha, and instantly remembering this Dragon Isles asset from back in vanilla. I really think they might have got some sort of inspiration from this. So you're probably thinking, yeah, that's all great, Dan, but why are we talking about this now? It's been nearly 15 years, and you would have thought they would have made it by now. While this is true, in Battle for Azeroth, we officially get our first mention in-game of this location, as technically before, it wasn't even canon. This mention is in the form of a quest from the new feature Island Expeditions. Now this was tipped off by the Red Shirt guy on Twitter, so props to you, dude. If you haven't followed him on Twitter, this is his handle, and he tweets out some very interesting BFA story related things that most people miss, so it's definitely worth checking him out. Anyway, the quest in question is called the Unscarred Black Scale, and the objective of this quest is to find Rathian in the Blackrock Mountains. So the description of this quest reads: an utter, pristine black scale taken from the dragons you recently encountered. The black dragonflight was completely decimated following Deathwing's demise and Rathian's rise to power. Yet the size indicates a younger dragon. There is one person, one dragon, that will want to hear of this, but where is Rathian? You surmise he may be someplace familiar, fortified, and abandoned. Now that obviously doesn't mention the Dragon Isles, but it does hint at the black dragonflight making a return very soon potentially. Once you head to the Blackrock Mountain, you don't find Rathian unfortunately, but you do find one of his agents, and once you hand in the quest, they say, "Hello, I was told to expect you. Kindly hand over the scale. We will of course compensate you. First in information, have you heard of the Dragon Isles? Few have, and fewer have been there. We have not found others in the Master's kin. Forthcoming in information. Should you uncover anything further in your travels, we will be awaiting a visit with payment in kind. And second, this Azerite you are seeking, here, a hefty sum for your troubles, and you get Azerite as a reward." So there it is, ladies and gents, our first official mention of the Dragon Isles in World of Warcraft. Now unfortunately there is no mention of this location in the game files, but what if it doesn't need its own map? What I'm suggesting is, what if instead of making its own map making players teleport there, why not just extend the top of the Plague Lands out and put it there? There's such a massive gap in northern Lordaeron, it would be such an awesome addition to the Eastern Kingdoms. Interestingly enough, with the newly destroyed Tearsfall Glades, it's now possible to just wander over into this blank area in the game, just over the Scarlet Monastery. Thank you so much to my Twitch sub Dorif for letting me know about that one. Obviously this isn't intended, but it is quite cool to check it out and go and find this secret original Quel'Thalas area from the vanilla. I personally would love to see the Dragon Isles added to the Eastern Kingdoms, and I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of it becoming like a Broken Shore or Argus type content patch with a new zone, raid, and dungeon content, and dragons always get me hyped. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is just a passing reference, or do you think this will open the floodgates to a new story arc which will take us over to the Dragon Isles featuring Rathian? I'd love to know what you guys think. So before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to our amazing patrons, YouTube sponsors, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome. If you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, link is down below. So leave a like on this video guys if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I also have a merch store over on Streamlabs and a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members. I'm also just starting on Twitch, so if you guys want to check out my Twitch channel for streaming, the link is down below. And with that, I'll see you next time.